Guys. Let me put it... Hold on. Before I do this. There we go. Now I'm going to talk about these new Light Series cards that we got. We got Storm cards today. Storm Saturday. So I got to make sure I clip this so it's well endued. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Guys, it's Storm Saturday. Did you know that this includes 4 Storm cards that we got today? Let's take a look at them, shall we? Ooh! The first one we got is a Hive Flusher. It's a water card. It's a creeple card. It says, for healing, remove 1 insectoid buff from another hero. I like it. I like it. They're getting more into the buff removal that's more family specific as opposed to just general buff removal. I like this. We have started been seeing insects now in Mountain, in Nature obviously, and in Storm. And I think a little bit in Dread, but those are not really buffs, they're more attacks. That Hive Flusher is going to find a nice home. It might just be like a one-of in a deck, depending on how prevalent insects are. But I'm all for these cards that are family-specific removal. So you won't want to run 3 of all the time. You're probably going to run like 1 and maybe like 2 in a sideboard if you come across this. And then depending on how prevalent the meta becomes with those families, you'll start putting more in, obviously, as you're seeing the deck do a lot higher win rate. So I love the way that Play Fusion is going with these cards. It's also a creeple card, and there's been so many cards that are just, like, search for creeple cards lately. That Hive Flusher is going to be... It's going to be used, but I love it. I love it. I love this card so much. So much. It speaks volumes to where the game is headed. Waterspout. 5 damage, heal yourself for 2, and draw 1 card. Yeah, I love this one. Over Muddy Water, which was like a 7 damage, could go up to 12 if they were above 20. Like that was, yeah, big heavy hitting stuff. But Waterspout is just a nice 5 damage, 2 healing, draw 1 card. A nice, just a combo that does a little bit of everything. A card draw, essentially it draws you 2 cards. The 2 cards you put back for it, deal 5 damage, draw you 2, and heal for 2. Water has always been the defensive and healing stuff, so if you really want water to deal damage, this is a good card. Waterspout is a really good card for you. And you can go ahead. Is the Embers? Don't worry, man. This is the second one I talked about. I'm kind of going through them really quick. Did someone post like, Razor's doing his review on the water cards? But no, this one's just really quick to do. The Hive Flusher. Hive Flusher I love. I love Hive Flusher. I think it's great of where it's going for the game. If insects become prevalent, that card's going to be seen a lot more. Waterspout, I just think is a really good card. It doesn't need to do a lot of damage for water like Muddy Waters did. It can just do a little bit of everything. Water is fine to do that, and I think this is a great card. I honestly think this card might replace Muddy Waters in some situations where Muddy Waters was just heavy aggro. This card is just, yeah, 5 it's 2 less damage late in the game, but it also heals you for 2 and draws you an extra card. Like, this is going to be a better replacement for Muddy Waters in my opinion. Then we got the Grubby Pool. It's a location water buff. Consistent, mind you. It's a consistent. I love consistency because the water buffs we have are really difficult to get the whole, have 4 water buffs out on the board to increase it, or the increases by water buffs. It's really difficult to do that. So the more of these consistent water buffs that we're seeing is giving me hope that they are not giving up on that premise. It says healing when you play a creeple card. That's awesome. That's awesome. This is once again a card that helps another family be supportive. And that's kind of what locations should be. They should be like something out there that just helps support another family. And the fact that like it just stays there until you lay creeple cards. It's not beneficial. It's not really buff bait removal. It's just, if I lay a creeple card, cool. I get to heal for 2. But at the same time, it's a consistent water buff out there, which is also like could just be a lot better than just what it does. It's good. It's good. I'm going to try and use it. It's not going to go in every deck, obviously, which is good. But this is going to see play. I think Grubby Pool is definitely going to see play, especially if we get into more like the mid-range tempo kind of decks instead of the heavy aggro. Because this is just a buff out there that sits there and just heals you for 2, heals you for 2, heals you for 2, and all your creeple cards will then just get that added benefit to it, which is awesome. This is a great card. And then our last one is a Lightning Attack card. Was this an art that we saw in one of the map images that Jade showed us? It kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like that fish that was there. But anyway, it's a 2 damage burn card. If your last discarded card is a combo, move it to your hand. What? Hold. No. 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 Storm. Oh, what are you doing to me? Oh my God. Are you for real? Are you for real? No. 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 Why do we have cards like this? They're like, yeah, you can just return the top card. First of all, what's the 2.0 Spark Sale 2.0? Discard a combo, heal for 6, return it to your hand. Oh my word, dude! Like, what? A new card for Bug Riders? Is Bug Riders staying in? I wasn't sure if Bug Riders is staying in or not. I know one of the consistent buffs that really helps combos is leaving, but Stormbringer, this is nuts. This is such good value. Like, I already told some people, I'm like, right when it comes out. Oh, that one, Wranglethor. Yeah, dude. Yes, exactly, Wranglethor. But no, all I'm seeing right now is I'm building a straight up Plague Winds deck that runs Plague Winds and just consistently keeps getting Plague Winds back. This card is going in there. 100%. 100%. Oh, Plague Winds rotates out. Cool. I bring it back to my hand. I'm going to just keep playing Plague Winds. That's what the deck does. It keeps getting Plague Winds. It runs like one Storm Strike to search for Plague Winds and get it to my hand. Then I just keep playing Plague Winds. Oh, this deck is going to be so much fun now. Stormbringer is nuts. It is busted nuts. You can do so much with this thing. And the fact that it's like, it doesn't say a Storm combo. It's just your last combo. So splashing Lightning into decks is going to be a lot more viable. Everyone is always splashing in either the water for healing if you just wanted to play a more stall deck, or they splashed in the wind for like Thunder Slugs and the Dust Element, the Dust Fiends. Stormbringer is going to be the lightning card to splash into decks if they're running heavy combo stuff. This is nuts. This is nuts, guys. I am in love with this card so much. This is definitely going to put down the whole, like, oh, now they're dropping powerful cards. Yeah. Yeah. But now they're dropping powerful specific cards. Because, like, this card has burn. Before, this card would not have burn, and you were able to perform, like, an infinite loop. Let's not forget the Time Worm infinite loop. Let's not forget that, okay? Time Worm was an infinite loop at one point, which is busted. This is nuts, guys. This is amazingly cool. I love this card. I love this card. So good, so good. Even the art is really cool. Even the art, he's like the underbelly, like, I want to say like a Street Shark just because he's the blue and the white, but dude, I love this. I love this card. Road 2, I already gave my opinion on Road 202. That's nuts. But at the same time, if you think about it, you either only include one of, and it's the immediate buff removal, or you go full ham on it. Sorry. Cats woke me up early. Either you go full ham on it and include 3 Road 202s and 12 Creeble cards that you literally just don't play. You don't play those Creeble cards. Because in case they get full max value out of removal, like, you need that to run that deck. And then, like, that's half of your deck that you're not even using other than the Road 202s. So, like, we'll have to see how busted it is, but at the same time, I don't see it being busted unless it's, like, a late game fatigue. Yeah, there's cards to bring it back, that's true, but there's not a whole lot of cards to bring the Creeble cards back that get stored under it. So your opponent just has to play it appropriately to, like, okay, cool, I stored the 4 Creeble cards under there, now they remove it, so you lose the 4 Creeble cards and that buff. Then yeah, you'll bring the location back, and then if you can somehow bring the Creeble cards, it's a whole, like, process to do all this stuff that once it's set up appropriately, if you've survived that time, then yeah, it's nuts. It's beyond busted. It's 13 damage every 3 turns. That's broken. Which I have a feeling that people are going to try and make that deck, and they're going to make it like a very stall, wait till late game, put out buff removal bait and all this other stuff like that. And people are just going to, like, start siding in blast bots or other stuff to remove locations. And the deck, in theory is going to seem really strong, but in practicality, it's going to take a lot of setup, a lot of control, a lot of kind of bad timing on your opponent, and to get the full value out of it, you're going to want to wait until, like, extreme late game. Extreme late game when your opponent's out of buff removal, and at that point in late game, like, 13 damage is just almost overwin. It's almost fine to just use it to then do 7 damage the next turn, then use it in 7 damage. Like, that's how I'm valuing it. Is 7 damage every other turn from that is really strong. And I think a lot of people, as they play it, will realize that you don't need more than 7 damage on it to do it. But it is quite the setup, because you have to, once again, you have to have Creeble cards to do it. But you're drawing cards. It's not. It doesn't say put the 2 Creeble cards under there to draw. It's you draw a card, then you can store Creeble cards under it. So it's worded to be very beneficial on the first defend ability, but the attack ability is like everyone's losing their mind about 13 damage, and I'm like, 7 damage is fine, dude. 7 damage is fine if you just get those 2 cards back. It's fine. You're not gonna need more than 13. 13 is overwin. You don't need 13 at most times. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun card to play. I do think it's gonna be impactful on the game, but there are a lot of ways to play around it. So it's not gonna be broke back. A lot of people are like, why does it not expire those cards or store those cards? It's just really weird. But yeah, Dust Talon Assassin is gonna love it. Well, yeah, Dust Talon Assassin, you can defend, store, then Dust Talon to trigger the attack to deal 10 and then move those cards back. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There are gonna be decks around that card. I can definitely tell you that. I am anticipating, however, pre like all card releases before that, I don't think that deck that is built around that card is going to be anywhere near tier 1. It might be tier 3. I don't even want to say tier 2, unless it's built really defensively to last until the late game, and then once again it's just overkill. I do think, however, like including like one of it in a Creeble heavy deck, or just splicing something in there to do it, that's where it's going to find its home. It's not going to find a home where the deck is built around it. It's going to find a nice Creeble heavy deck where you just run a lot of Creeble cards and your opponent has to figure out every threat, and then Road 202 comes down and they're like, really? Like, I removed all these heavy threats and now you're just going to go ahead and continuously deal 7 damage to me as your late game. Like, it's one of those cards I feel one of as a late game card is amazing. But don't go too heavy on that theme. That's my saying on that is don't go too heavy on it. But it does have a really nice place. It's really strong. I love that card. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Well, anyway, guys, 1 second again. 1 second.